What's happening, guys? Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome in tonight. We're going to have a great show tonight. I asked a question a few days ago. What kind of content do you all want to learn more about? And it was resounding the poll. Like 70% of the people, I think, said they wanted to learn about new communities, new areas here in the Myrtle Beach area, and where are the best homes. So that is what we're going to focus on tonight. As we're getting started this evening, if you're watching and have the opportunity to do so, leave a comment right now. Tell me where you're watching from this evening. And if you have questions while we're going through tonight, please jump over to the mobile app or on your computer and write a comment and ask your question. I'm here to answer those questions. Now, if you have something that's a little bit more specific or private that you don't want to, you can go to my website. It's going to be running right down below here. You can email me, info@jeremyblanton.com, or you can book a call over there at jeremyblanton.com, and we'll show you that, I'm sure, at some point tonight, how easy it is to fill out that form. And I will set up a time. We'll call each other. We'll talk through the process of getting you moved down here to the Myrtle Beach area. Well, guys, hope everyone's doing well. It's hard to believe we're almost to the end of August already. 2026 is flying through. It is crazy how fast this year has flown by. But with that, just this last week, we started the next school year. I know it felt like the kids just got out of school and we're already back. In fact, Thursday night, I went to my son's high school JV game. He's the starting left tackle for Carolina Forest. And he had his first game this last weekend, and it was kind of crazy. We were sitting out there melting in the weather because it was probably low 90s temperature at the start of the game, but definitely not some football weather. But like I said, guys, welcome in tonight. As we get started, do me a favor, leave a comment, say where you're watching from, and would love to talk to you guys. If you have questions, please ask them as well. I see some people are starting to jump in. Let's see here. Big Mike's in from Southwestern PA. Welcome in, Big Mike. We also have, we've gone international this time. We have Andreas Gruber from Austria watching in. That's awesome. And Ryan from Sinking Spring, PA. Ryan, I grew up in Reading, PA. I went to Exeter Township High School. So you are in my neck of the woods. Wow, that's kind of wild and crazy. Let's see here. Big Mike said, didn't even get a summer in Pennsylvania this year. Only got the swimming 4 times. Well, you can come swim down here right now. It is definitely still pool weather. Although we've had a lot of rain the last week and a half. It's kind of funny. The first 2/3 of the summer was extremely dry. We were having severe drought warnings and things starting to come into place. And it was funny. My wife had gone over to Georgia to visit the family for a few weeks, and she was gone. And the whole time before she left, while she was gone, and even when she got back for 2-3 weeks, there was no rain. at all. And so we're making up for it now for certain, with basically a shower every day or two here in the area. But the pools are still open. They're still nice and warm. I went in it last weekend, had no problem getting in and wasn't cold or anything. So we definitely have it here. Um, okay, Ryan says he went to Wilson. Very cool. Yeah, I graduated from Exeter Township back in 1998, and moved here to the area. So, anyway, guys, tonight we're going to talk about some different communities and areas around the around the Myrtle Beach area, and I kind of took some time the last few days and put together a guide, of just some of the different areas. And I've made it up so that we've got a whole bunch of content on it. We're not going to go through every single one in the guide because, well, it would take way too long to do the show. And I believe there's about 60 or so in there. And honestly, I would much rather spend my time answering your specific questions about the area. So when you have those questions, please leave them in the comments, and we'll do our best to discuss them for sure. But let me do this first. Let me move this camera screen over to the side here. And before we get into talking about communities and all, I always like to try to start my live videos by kind of giving a little bit of an update of where are things currently in the real estate market. And so to do that, we're going to go over here into our market stats. And this is information that is brought to you directly from the MLS. And with that in, it's going to give you where our current sales, what's going on. And so let's take a look at this. And the first thing that we want to take a look at is the median sales price, for our market. Now, our MLS covers basically from just over the North Carolina border all the way down through Georgetown and out west almost to Florence. So it's a rather large area that it expands. And right now, these numbers are going to be for everything that's out there: single family, condo, townhouses, manufactured homes, all that kind of stuff. But when we look right now at median sales price for our area, and this is over the last 3 years, you can see that if we click on this map and see here in May of 2025, we were at 330,000. Then here in July it was 330,000. And then as we got into September of 2025, we jumped up to 335, and then it kind of came back down. And if we get all the way to here currently, we are currently at an average price point of 325,000. Now, this, once like I said again, like I said, is all properties, all areas with it. So if we take it and let's instead jump this over to single family homes and look at that first. And so if we look at the single family over the last 3 years, what you can see is prices right now, they are at an all-time high. Why is that? Because everything is getting more expensive these days. And so with prices of everything going up, houses are going to go up as well. And so when you look at single family homes, it's a major jump. Now, my guess is that there's something that was put in the MLS incorrectly, that it's such a large jump from 365,000 to 390. Somebody probably put in a sold house that instead of putting it in for 295,000, they put it in for 295 million, and it just hasn't had a chance to go through yet and correct it. And so it's got the stats looking all kind of funny at the moment. But single family right now, as you can see, median sales price 390,000. If we jump over to condos and townhouses, you'll see that number is a little bit different. Right now, the median sales price for condos 232,000 right now. It's actually going down a little bit, and that's not surprising this time of year either. The main part of the season is pretty much over. So all of those oceanfront condos aren't as quick to sell right now. People are thinking about school and getting ready for fall activities. The pumpkin spice has started to show up. And when that happens, that's going to take this number down a little bit. So right now we're hitting average of median, I should say, of 232,000. Now, the other thing that I like to always take a look at, and so let's go back here to all property types, and we're going to go over here and look at months supply. And I'm going to see, let me see if I can make this a little bit larger for you all to read. There we go, make it a little bit bigger. All right, so now when we look at it now, you should see month supply, and this is over the last 3 years. And to make this graphic even a little bit easier to understand, we're going to go to just over the last year. And so you can see back here in May of 2025, we were at 5.8 months. When we get to May of this year, we're at 5.5 months. June was at 5.5 months. July was at 5.4 months. And obviously, August numbers are not in yet for all types of property. Now, you may say, oh my goodness, what? There's so much inventory. As I've shared before in the past, many, many times, our chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, his name's Lawrence Yoon. He's a super intelligent guy. And what he has shared with us as the National Association of Realtors over and over and over is that a 6 months is a balanced market. That's when things are balanced and equal. Less than 6 months, it's a seller's market. Seller kind of commands what's going on. When it is more than 6 months, the buyers are more in charge. So if we go back to this graphic again, and we look at it again, you will see we're right now in a seller's market at 5.4 months. Now, if I take this and I want to bring it back so we can see some of the craziness, let's go all the way back 10 years. Okay. So I've been selling real estate now for a very long time. But if I go all the way back to January of 2016, you'll see back then we were in a buyer's market. The buyers were able to control things. They were able to ask 300,000 on something that was listed at 330 and get it for 305. But as you can see, things started to shift as we got through 2017. We kind of stayed right around that balanced market through 2019 all the way, and then things started to get a little bit more inventory. And then here comes COVID, and everybody goes, "Oh my goodness, what are we going to do?" So 4.9 months, we don't know. We really don't know what's going to happen. The world is shutting down. And as March and April of 2020 and COVID went full rampant across the world, we didn't know. Well, South Carolina was one of the few states that said real estate was an essential service. And so everyone's kept buying here. And our inventory of properties just started to drop. And as you can see, it got lower and lower and lower, all the way down to we were at this 1.1 month period. This is the time here in February, March, April, basically of 2022, where we would list a property for sale, have 4 or 5 offers on it, and sell something that was listed for 300 for 340,000, as is cash, no inspections, people buying. But then as things moved on, interest rates started going up. And as interest rates went up, so did inventory. And as interest rates continued to rise, so did inventory. And so we kept going up and up and up. But as you can see, we still are not up to a full balanced market yet. We still are a little bit of a seller's market. But if I go and basically find the last time we were at this 5.4 months of inventory, we basically have to go back to right here, April of 2020. So this was right before COVID hit. Everybody didn't know, right? And just was starting to hit and everybody was freaking out. But if we go back to even find a better, really more true market, we're basically about the same as January or July, I should say, of 2019. So the market is very, very similar to what we had back then. Back then, real estate was good. Things were selling. People were liking what they were seeing. They were buying it. People were selling it. Real estate was going well. Our market right now is very, very similar to that right now. It's not a place where you can come in, buy something and get 25 to 35% off of the asking price. It's not where you can come in and get that good deal and steal that some people are asking. I get those kinds of calls all the time. It's not really happening, guys. In fact, let me go back here a minute and show you this. So if we go back here, and one of the other really interesting graphics that I like to look at, well, before I show that, let me go and show you this first. If we look at inventory for just single family homes, and we take it back to that 1 year mark, we're well under, we're at 4.2 months. We have definitely still a seller's market, guys. So don't think you're going to get these deals and steals. But what I wanted to show you, let's go here to this and look at percentage of list price. And let's go back to the all properties. So if we look at all properties, and this is basically going to show What is the price of the home listed at compared to what price does it actually sell at? And it does a percentage. And so if we look at it right now, properties are basically selling at about 97 to 98% of asking price. So if we list something at $300,000, you're basically getting it for about 290 to 295 right now. Things are not selling for much less than that. Unless it's a weird situation. And we have this happen all the time where someone lists a property for 375 that's really a $300,000 property, but nobody's even going to look at it because there's other options out there now. The big difference between market right now and market of what we had back during COVID is that back then you had to take whatever you could get and just be happy with it. Now you have options. You can look at different things. You can take a second to breathe and do it. Now, at the same time, I say it all the time. And for those of you who've done business with me in the past, you've heard me say this: take as long as you want, but just know that while you're thinking about it, someone else is buying it as well, and you will end up losing properties. But you can get a little bit of time to look at things now and make those options. So, kind of quick little rundown of kind of the inventory and where is the market right now. So let's take a look and see what else. We have some other comments have come in here. Ryan says, looking for communities you can golf cart to the beach. Awesome. We'll talk about some of that for sure today. And let's see, Pat and Lindsay. Oh, Pat and Lindsay. Hey, how are you guys? Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, you guys were just down here. We just met last week. Awesome. So, communities. Let's talk about some of them. Let's take a look. And one of the things that I have made, guys, and I'm going to make this available for you. So to hang around, don't run off right away because you're going to want to stick around. I have a guide that I've created tonight to help you all. But I have created basically a guide of a whole bunch of communities all around the beach. And as you can see, there's like 50 to 60 neighborhoods all in this thing. So there is a ton of information out there for you guys to look at. But what I have done is I've taken it and kind of broken it down by areas. And so if we scroll down here to it, we start on the northern end, and it's got a little bit of information about the development, what you can expect to find in there, and all that kind of good stuff. And so we have a bunch of different developments. And so this first one that I want to check out, looking up on the northern end, is Heather Glen. So let me go back here a minute and go to our MLS. And we're going to pull this up. And as I'm going through this, guys, if you have questions about the neighborhoods that I'm on or another different development, please just ask it. I will stop what I'm going through, and I'd much rather answer your questions than me just blabber on about things. But first development that we're going to check out is Heather Glen, which is up on the northern end of the beach. And so let's pull that up. And while we're doing it, let's go over here to our map and show you where it is. Up here in Little River. And so up on the northern end of the beach, almost at the North Carolina, South Carolina border, sits Heather Glen. Heather Glen sits actually as on an old golf course. And it was bought by D.R. Horton. They went in and they built an entire development. And this development has single family homes in it. Starting right now, the ones currently active as of today are from 328,000 up to 519,000. This first one, just to give you a little bit of an idea, this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. It is 1,774 heated square feet, all on one floor. This is a model that is called the Cali floor plan. As you can see, it has a nice private backyard there, granite counters, nice large cooking space, huge corner pantry, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, eating or dining kitchen area, large living space. Like I said, this is all on one floor. Nice large shower, double vanity, large walk-in closet. And this right now today, you could purchase for probably right around $325. It's listed at $328. My guess is that the seller of this property, though, would, if we came in with an offer at $325, they probably would accept it. And this is a great little home that you could pick up in Heather Glen. Heather Glen also has some awesome amenities, and I'll show you those in a moment here. This is the clubhouse and pool. Huge, huge pool. Also has a little hot tub area, kiddie pool, large clubhouse here as well. There's a playground, planting areas if you want to plant your flowers or veggies. And then they also have like a little dog park area as well. So, guys, this is Heather Glen, which is up on the northern end of the beach in Little River. So, the next one, let's take a look here. Some of the other ones up on the northern end that are really great. There's River Hills, where homes are going to be in that $300,000 to $700,000 price point. They were built in the 1980s through the 2000s. There's also Waterfall, which is up on the northern end. This is a great community with a lot of custom homes in it. Then there is Long Bay, which is built on the Long Bay Golf Course in that area. In fact, let's take a look at that one a minute. So let's go back here. So right now in Long Bay, there are 3 homes for sale from 389 to 689. Let's take a look at this one. This looks like a big one. Yeah, so this one's 107 Long Bay Golf Place. Nice large home. This home is 3,900 heated square feet. So it's a large house, stone entry. There's your foyer as you come in, steps to go upstairs, your kitchen, nice gourmet kitchen with an eat-in dining area, your large living room with the coffered ceiling. I like the coffered ceilings when they put those in. Very nice. Little half bath. That's your master. Oh no, that's actually like an office, it looks like. There's your master bedroom. And the bathroom. Nice all tile shower. Large master closet. That's a bonus room upstairs, it looks like, with the bath. Looks like a very nice house. And this one is currently for sale for $689,000. So this is a great opportunity to get something up in Long Bay. In fact, let me make this, see if I can make it a little bit bigger for you all to see. There we go. Now you guys can probably read that a little bit easier. It's a little large for me, but it's all for helping you guys. So Long Bay is another great option. Then there's in that same development, maybe you say, hey, I don't want to spend 600,000. They have other things. This one's 400,000 and this one is 389 with 1,900 heated square feet. So, one of the things that I get asked all the time is, Jeremy, where's the best place to live? And a lot of it comes down to your personal preferences. Long Bay, for example, is a great option for people who say, I don't want a new build where all of the trees are gone. I want something with mature landscaping. If I go back here to this one a minute and yep, there I am. Well, let me see. Let me go to this view, and that way, then I'll be out of the. There we go. That way, I'm not covering up the details. But if we look at this front image again, you can see nice, large, mature tree in the front yard to give you some shade in it. If we look at some of the other photos, well, where is it? I'll go down here and do it this way. If we look at the back and the front, here's some. They have some nice palm trees in the front, palm trees in the back, a large birch tree, it looks like. So some people say, Jeremy, I want a house where I have, mature landscaping. I don't want something where it's no shade, no privacy, no nothing. So places like Long Bay are going to give you those options for certain. Oh, we got a question here coming in. Let's see here. Hi, Jeremy. What are your thoughts on Garden Grove and the builder Mungo Homes? I was wondering what incentives they're offering also. Garden Grove. Oh, that's a new one. Thank you, NY Arrowhead. Let's look that one up a minute. I can tell you Mungo Homes, the builder themselves, I have sold several of their homes over the years. And the people who've bought them have always been happy. I've never had somebody complain about the properties that they've gotten from them. So it looks like this is something out in Conway where they're building. Right now, there's homes for sale from 329 up to 399. Let's take a look at, we'll just pick one here. Let's click on this one because it's a 4-bedroom house. So here's one that is on Adamasco Court. Not sure where this is. So give me 1 second. We're going to look up Adamasco Court, Conway. And this might be so new that it doesn't even show up yet. Yep, it does. So give me just a second. We'll find it. Wild Indigo Drive. Let's try that. Wild Indigo Drive. Here we go. This will take us to where we want to be. Okay, so let's see where we're located here. This is going to be out in Conway a good amount. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but not really. No, it's right off a 4-mile road. Okay. So, okay, I know where we're at now. What I can tell you is, first off, Mungo's a good builder. They build a good quality product. I've sold several of them over the last several years, and all my clients that have purchased them I've never had any complaint about the property or the build or the quality at what they've done. Garden Grove is a new community, I think, out there. I'm not familiar with this one, but if you want to learn more about it, what I would suggest doing is I can get the information for you. Go over here to my website, jeremyblanton.com, and you can either book a call where you can pick one of these days. It's real easy to do. Click on a day, say, I want to talk to you, Jeremy, on Wednesday at 11 a.m. You simply fill out this information and it'll schedule it on my calendar. It syncs up with what everything's are on my calendar. So if you see an open time, we're able to talk at that point, and we can discuss it, and I can get you all of the details on this development and what's going on there. And this goes for any and all new developments. Guys, when you go into these developments, the on-site agents that are there, they represent the builder. They're very nice people. They're very helpful. They're very friendly. But ultimately, at the end of the day, they are representing the builder. Now, what I can tell you about a builder like Mungo Homes, or if you were to purchase a D.R. Horton or a Chesapeake Homes or Lennar or Pulte, all of those builders do work with the real estate community and with realtors. They love it when outside agents come along because then they know that that buyer has someone to represent them throughout the transaction. And in most situations, they are going to pay the compensation to have someone represent you. So you're not going to have to come out of pocket additional money to have representation. The builder is going to pay it and cover it so that you can be represented through the purchase. Also, having someone on your side can definitely help with, when it comes to negotiating incentives, perks, things that they may be putting into the deal, and also have another set of eyes. It's kind of funny, guys. I should take a second and, I don't know, brag on myself. It's a little awkward to do, but I recently did a new home orientation with my clients. And the builder's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, well, I'm the real estate agent. He's like, well, why are you here? They never come to these things. I'm not your real estate agent that's normal. I'm one that shows up at those orientations. I'm there with a roll of blue tape with you, marking all the walls. One of the things my dad taught me back in this business when I started back in 2001 is give amazing customer service and be there from the beginning to the end. And so I've helped do hundreds and hundreds of blue tape walkthroughs over the years. And usually by the time we finish, my clients are going, I never would have saw half of those things, Jeremy. Wow. Thank you so much. But as I was saying, NY Arrowhead, if you want to learn more about that one, shoot me a message. Like I said, my email address is running right across the bottom of the screen here. And I can get you all the details on it and get you every bit of information you want to know about it, and then some. I can tell you a lot of these builders have a lot of good incentives right now. Most of them are offering some sort of money towards closing costs. They're offering some of them reduced interest rates if you buy homes that are in inventory. They're throwing in additional upgrades like screening the porch, putting all your window blinds in, maybe adding a refrigerator. They're all adding stuff like that into the transaction because, as I showed, inventory right now is a little bit higher than it's been the last few years. And so the builders, they want to make sure they get their portion first. So, all right. All right, back to where we were. So, we talked about a few different ones here. We talked about Long Bay. If we go into the Little River section, then one of my favorite spots there is Bridgewater. Bridgewater is an awesome, awesome community that is being built by Chesapeake Homes. They're just about done with this community, I think, all the way through. But it has a resort style pool, clubhouse, fitness center. There's trails, pickleball, bocce, dog parks, all kinds of stuff going on in there. And it's basically been built from the late 2010s up through now. So let's jump back over here a minute to our MLS. And we're going to go over here and take out this one and put back in Bridgewater. And with Bridgewater, there's not only the new construction homes that are being built, but there's also going to be some resales because the development has been around for a little while. But right now, currently, active prices are starting at $499, $444, and going up to $749.9. There's some rather large houses in here. The largest one, it looks like, is to be about 2,850 square feet. Let's click on that one and check it out. So this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. It is 2,852 heated square feet. This one was built in 2019, so it's one of the older homes in there. And when I say older, it's 6 years old, 7 years old, guys. It's not like it's 20 years old. But let's take a look at some images of this property. There's your front, the front porch. Come in the door. Looks like you have a barn door into maybe an office. There is your large dining space. The living room in the back with the kitchen. This one has the gourmet kitchen option as well. So you have the microwave above the range and then a double oven over here in the wall. This huge island space as well. Nice little, you have a lot of counter space in there too, which is nice. And I'm trying to get, there we go. There's your master bedroom. So it's large with the tray ceiling in it. Looks like they have like a sauna in there. That's how much space they have. Double vanity, tile shower with the seat, large walk-in master closet. And you have your other bedrooms. Upstairs bonus room as well. And with the bonus room upstairs, there's also a full bedroom upstairs and bath. So this is a great one. And I'm trying to get to the end of the photos because I'm sure they probably show the community center as well. So we're trying to get there. Hopefully they are. I probably should have could have clicked out by now. Well, they're taking full advantage of putting in 80 photos. There you go. So there's the community pool. There's the pickleball. This is the fitness center, I believe, and this one's the fitness center, and that's the community center. A lot of great things in amenities at this community. It's located. Look at this is the outdoor, like just space for community events and all to meet. It's beautiful. This is located up in the northern end of the beach. If we jump over here to our map a minute and we put in Bridgewater by Chesapeake. And guys, if you have questions, like I said, while I'm going through this stuff tonight, please ask them in the comment section. I'd love to answer your stuff instead of me just talking to myself all night. But you can see where this is located. It's right off of 9. Right across the street from it is the McLeod Seacoast Hospital area. And so you can easily get onto 17 from here or go down to the west a little bit and jump onto 31 to get around. This is actually on where the old Bay Tree Golf Course used to sit. So that is Bridgewater, another great option for you guys up on the northern end. So if we go through this list and we come down here into the next section, you'll see next we're into Tidewater, and Tillman Estates in the northern. This is basically North Myrtle Beach, Cherry Grove area. Then one of the other great spots in this one on here next is Del Webb of North Myrtle Beach. If you're someone who's over the age of 55 and looking for that resort lifestyle with activities and a lot of people of the like age, Del Webb, North Myrtle Beach might be a great option to check out. So if we go back here to our map and we bring this up on the map, Del Webb, North Myrtle Beach. So this one is going to be just west of 17 up in North Myrtle Beach. It sits right back in behind. This is what is it, the North Myrtle Beach complex, sports complex is right in this area here. And so it sits right back behind through here and runs almost all the way down to the waterway in here. Now, if we look at homes for sale in this development, let's go over to our MLS and bring this up. And so there are currently 7 homes for sale in here, ranging in price from $440 up to $810,000. So if we wanted to get just a nice 3-bedroom home, though, you're looking about $680 to $690, and it's going to be a new construction home. This one's 2,516 square feet. But in Del Webb up here, you're going to have amazing amenities. Unfortunately, the builder did not put any in. So let me see if I can find one. Maybe there's one in with this resale. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. But my guess is they'll have some. Yep. So here you go. We look at some of the amenities. So you have your outdoor pool and hot tub, the clubhouse, the indoor pool for laps, the fitness center. And those are just, and then there's another photo of the outdoor pool. So there's a lot of great amenities up here. And for someone who's looking for a place where you could golf cart down to the beach, you could, from this development, golf cart over there. This is a great option up on the northern end of the beach. Now, before I continue on, I should probably take a second and just let you all know, if you're interested in this information and you want to get a copy of the guide that I'm going through tonight, I'm in the process of still making some final edits to it, but it's pretty close to being done. You'll see right here above me, right there, there's a QR code. Take your cell phone, scan that, and it'll allow you to download it. Or if you don't want to do that, you can go over to my website, and it's real easy to do. I've added a link right at the top. You'll see right here where it says free guide. You can click on that free guide, come in, make this a little larger so y'all can see it. You fill out some information, click the get the free guide button, and it'll take you right to the page where you can click the button and download it straight to your computer. When you get this guide, it is 22 pages long with all kinds of information about different neighborhoods, and it's just going to keep going on and on and on about all different parts of the beach. And like I said, it is basically separated out by area, starting on the northern end and working your way south. So if you're watching right now and want this, like I said, go over to jeremyblanton.com and you can download a copy of this for free. Guys, I'm not going to harass you. And look, I'll even show you. When you're filling out the guide, I made it real simple. All I want is your name, email, and a phone number. And if you want me to contact you, click yes. If you don't, click no, and I'll never bother you. If you click yes, I'll give you a call or a text or an email and say, hey, how can I help? I'm not going to pester people. I don't like to be pestered, and so I'm not going to do it to others. Anyway, all right, back to where we were. So we talked about some of those I got to get back up to where I was on my sheet. So we talked about Del Webb up in the North Myrtle Beach area. Coming south some other favorite places. One of my absolute favorites, and I actually lived here for a while, is Briarcliff Acres. Briarcliff Acres is located just south of Barefoot Landing. And what's great about Briarcliff Acres is that you have all your homes with at least a 1-acre lot, and you have access to one of the very few places in all of South Carolina where it is a private beach. The only people who are going to be down at the ocean there are people who live in the development. Nobody else is getting in. So and if you like houses with mature landscaping and not a clear cut, you're going to love it here as well. So let's pull up Briarcliff and show you guys a couple things. Hopefully there's some stuff for sale because it's such a small development. There's two houses right now. So here are two properties currently for sale in Briarcliff Acres, 231 Live Oak Lane and then 241 Center Drive. So let's take a look at these a moment. So one of the reasons these are so expensive, guys, you're walking distance to the ocean or golf cart to the ocean, and you have 1 full acre of land per house. Very, very few that you're going to find where you don't have that. Well, this one's a little bit on. This one's 0.77 acres. But this house is 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,150 heated square feet. Cute little 1-story home. There's the private beach access that I was talking about. It's 3 miles. There's a little private cabana here for just the owners in the development to be. But if you're looking for that private beach home type feel, you're going to get that here. They redid the kitchen, it looks like, in here. Very nicely done. Your bedroom. Great little home. The other one that's for sale, this one's on Center Drive, 241. This one's 2,700 heated square feet. And this one looks like it's been redone inside as well. Very nicely done. But having the access to the beach, guys, is going to take the price up. This one is over $1 million. So unfortunately, probably a lot of people, it's not going to fit in their budget. As I mentioned earlier, I believe I used to live here when we bought, was before the boom. The homes were in the $300,000 to $500,000 range back then with that. So Briarcliff Acres is another great spot to check out. So let's take a minute and stop a second. Are you guys enjoying this? Are you finding value in this video, sharing this type of information? If you are, do me a favor, just give it a thumbs up. Say, hey, Jeremy, keep it going. I like it. Or tell me, no, I hate it. Do something else. Go to bed, leave, go away. You tell me what you need. I'm here to help you guys. And if you have questions, like I said, please ask them along the way. All right, let's jump back. Let's get back into some of these other developments. And so we're going to go back to our list here. And so moving down south again a little bit, we now have the Grand Dunes, the Webb Grand Dunes, and the Dunes Club Dunes Cove. Somebody mentioned earlier they're looking for communities you can golf cart to the beach. And with that being said, we should definitely check out Dunes Club. Now, once again, price point's going to be really high, but if you want to have that golf cart walk to the beach, that's what it costs these days to get it. So here's the Dunes Club. And so there are 3 homes for sale there right now. One at 924, one at 1.5, and one at almost 2 million. Here's the one for 924. This is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house, 2,189 heated square feet. We'll take a look at it. Has a pool out back. There's your living room, family room, the kitchen, the bedroom, the bath. And with this being in the Dunes Club, it does have access down to the Dunes Club golf course, which is where a lot of major golf events have happened over the years in the Myrtle Beach area, right there at the Dunes Club. It's one of the premier golf courses. Membership's not included with the home, but you can definitely purchase one and add it in if you want to for this area. But that one is 924. We then have this home, which is 406 Dunes Drive, listed for 1.5 million. And hey, I like the window shop, so let's look at this one as well, which is at just under 2 million. It's a 4-bedroom, 4.5-bath house, 3,100 heated square feet was built 2 years ago. Beautiful looking home, very much like an estate. Looks like it's on a corner lot. Wow, it's a huge lot on that house. And as you can see from the aerial shot, here's the ocean over here. So it's not far. It's a walk or golf cart drive down to the ocean. Pretty quick and easy to get to it. Beautiful. Wow, that's gorgeous. Wow. Okay. So they put two islands in because the kitchen space is that large. Beautiful, beautiful home. Has gas stove, the outdoor fire pit area, fenced backyard. There's your master, the master bath. I can see why that home is $2 million. So, all right, moving along. We showed Del Webb, North Myrtle Beach. So Grand Dunes is pretty much the same type of style, lifestyle, just down in Myrtle Beach versus up in North Myrtle. With that, you also though get access to the Grand Dunes Oceanfront Club, Beach Club, with being in Del Webb. All right, now we're into one of my favorite sections of the Strand, Carolina Forest. I talk about Carolina Forest a lot in videos, and so if I didn't take some time to talk about them here, I would be a horrible person. Let's see here. Oh, Gregory says keep it going. Always enjoy your information. Good. Glad you're liking it, Gregory. Somebody's at least enjoying it. All right, awesome. That's all I needed was just one yes, and I can keep going. All right, so developments here in Carolina Forest. There are so many awesome ones. And there are a lot of options that are out there. Water Bridge, awesome community, fence, gated community. Your HOA is about $150 a month. Has world class resort style amenities here in this development. And there is a huge range on pricing of homes, everything from in the low fours up to well over $1 million, depending on which segment and where the home sits in the community. If the home's sitting in one of the premier waterfront lots, it's going to take the price up. The one segment of this development was built by Chesapeake Homes, and in the segment that they built, those homes had like $100 to $150,000 price premium on the lot just because of its lot location. So if you have those things, it can definitely adjust your price greatly. But let's take a look over here a minute at Waterbridge, and I'll show you guys a couple options in there. So we bring this up. And while I'm bringing it up, let me give you a little history. When this development was started, it was back before the real estate boom crash took place. It was built to be a successor to Plantation Lakes across the street with custom built homes, world class amenities. And unfortunately, after they got things started, the market crashed. And so it took a lot longer to get things going. So you have a segment of this development which has huge custom built homes. Then you have a segment that is being built, that was built, I should say, by D.R. Horton. They're basically done now. And then another section that was basically done by Chesapeake Homes. And both of those segments are pretty much all but completed in this development. But as you can see, there are currently, right now, 24 active listings in this development, ranging in price from $399,900 all the way up to $1.25 million. So for under $400,000, what can we get? Well, this is going to be a smaller home. It's a never been occupied two-story house that was built in the back by D.R. Horton. This one's 1,867 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. And my guess, 'cause I think I showed this house at one point, yeah, you don't really have a backyard. That is all your yard. There's a retaining wall here, and then you have wetlands behind you. So if you're someone who says, hey, I don't need a yard at all, then this would be an option for you. But the downside to this home as well is that all of your bedrooms are upstairs. So if we look at the images here a moment, this is your entry where you come in. This is your living room and the kitchen. And then there's a front like office space. and all of your bedrooms then are up the stairs. And so everything's upstairs then after that, which makes it, you know, not as easy a sell because people are looking for a first floor primary. So that's why this home is probably as low as it is in price. My guess is that, let me just see here. Nope, this one is actually been listed at that since it was listed. It's been on since January. But if we go and let's just go up here a little bit, we'll go to this house at 515. So here's one. This is built in the custom section, a four-bedroom, three-bath house that's 1,930 heated square feet. Beautiful home inside, nice open floor plan, nice backyard. And as you can see, this one's right at 515. And then if we go and we jump to some of the other extremes, let's go up here to some of these newer ones that are being built in the development. And so here's one that's 1.2 million listed for sale. It is 3,500 heated square feet. It's on 0.84 acre of land. And hopefully this one will also show us the amenities in this house. We'll in the development. We'll look at that as well. So here's your nice fenced backyard in this house, large open floor plan, huge island. With actually it's like a double island the way it's set up, L-shaped island, and then another one in between it. Natural gas, beautiful kitchen, the open beams, large dining area, Carolina room. And one of the things I want to show you, so that's why I'm just kind of flipping through the photos quickly, is we should see here some photos of the amenities. This development has some of the most spectacular, amazing amenities that you can find anywhere in Orion, Georgetown County. Wow, look at all that huge storage space upstairs. That's pretty amazing to have all of that storage spot. Large pantry, very nice. Three-car garage, very, very nice. And hopefully we'll soon see some amenities. There's the front entry. Here's your community pool. It is massive, and this photo doesn't really make it there. That's a little bit better, makes it a little bit better to see. And it is huge. So at the amenities here at Waterbridge, you have your entry where you come in here. This whole room right here is the fitness center. They have a full size gym in here. You can swim laps over in this section of the community pool. There's a walk up area here. Over here, they have a bubbler station where you can just sit in the bubbles. Over under here, you can actually swim up and eat right there. There's so many different sections of this community pool. You will get lost in it for certain. It is just gorgeous and huge and amazing. Hence why there's three photos of it. There's a bocce ball court. There's spots to park your RVs and boats. There's pickleball courts and tennis. Then there's a clubhouse with pool tables. And what I've been told is that on the weekends during football, football's on the TV. People are hanging out, playing games here, having a good time. There's ping pong tables, all kinds of stuff to do in this development, which is why Waterbridge is probably one of the most popular communities in the Carolina Forest area. Some other great ones, you have Berkshire Forest. And guys, and actually, let me just take a minute and break. And before we go over to Berkshire Forest, and say this. If you don't know, I also have another channel where I do neighborhood tours and kind of show off some of the different developments in the Myrtle Beach area. If you haven't checked it out before, let's take a minute. Let's take a pause. I'm going to jump over here, man. I'm going to show you. Let's go back to sharing my screen again. Here it is. So if you just find Home Tours of Myrtle Beach, or Myrtle Beach Home Tours, it's called, there are developments, all kinds of neighborhood tours of different communities throughout the area. And one of the ones that we were just talking about is Berkshire Forest. And so to give you guys something to look at for a minute and to give me a second to get a drink of, I'm going to just back here to the beginning of this video. I'll be right back. All right. So, as you can see, I have a whole bunch of community tours that are out there, like this one in Berkshire Forest. So, if you haven't checked this out before, go over, subscribe to it. Hopefully, I'll be adding some new communities here in the very near future to it. And so, a lot of the developments that I talk about in my guide that we were referring to a little while ago, you can find videos of these developments, what it's like. A lot of them are going to be just driving tours, but if you want to know what is Grand Dune, the Del Webb at Grand Dunes look like, you can simply go over here and it's going to take you a full drive through the development. You're going to get to see what does the neighborhood look like, what do homes look like, is there a lot of trees or shade, or is it going to be kind of all clear cut? How close are the homes together? You get a really good idea of what the development is like by checking this out. So, definitely, if you haven't done so, go over here to the Myrtle Beach Homes Tours. And in fact, for those of you guys that are watching, now don't click this link. I'm going to put it in the comments for you. Um, but you can check this out later and make sure you subscribe to that channel as well. And it'll really help you to get a good idea. So, jump back to these neighborhoods. So, we were talking about Berkshire Forest. Berkshire Forest is awesome, has some amazing amenities in there, a great community pool, there's a splash pad, there's basketball and pickleball and tennis and all that good stuff in Berkshire Forest. Plantation Lakes, another great one in the Carolina Forest area. This one's right across the street from Waterbridge. It has a lot of great options in there for amenities. And if you want to have an electric boat, you can have it in this development. A lot of the homes sit on the water, so there's a lot of great water views. Waterway Palms Plantation, another awesome one in Carolina Forest, where you can find homes that are going to be on the waterway. There's also some awesome community neighborhoods, amenities in there too. So, guys, like I mentioned, this community here, or I should say, this channel has a lot of community tours in it. And if you don't see them here, just check over on my main channel. Some of the older communities that I did before are going to be there listed for viewing also on that channel. So, some great options out there. Continuing on, you have Carolina Waterway Plantation, another waterway community, and then the Bluffs on the waterway, which is going to also be on the waterway, obviously. It's a gated community. These homes in here are going to have a little bit more different feel from some of the other parts. So if you like that Mediterranean style, you might want to check out the Bluffs. Great amenities, once again, waterway access. You can drop your boat in. There's spaces to store your boat inside the development too. Then next we have the farm. Obviously, I got to talk about the farm. I love the farm. I live in the farm. It's a great community. One of the great things about that is our HOA is about $107 a month. For that $107 a month, we get access to 2 community pools. We get access to a fitness center, basketball courts, weekly trash pickup, high speed internet, and basic cable, all included in that fee. So find another place where you can get all of those things for under $107 a month. You'll be hard pressed to do so. You then have also Traditions at Carolina Forest. That's a new community being built by Chesapeake Homes right around the corner from my office. Great community, great homes, beautiful amenities being built there. You can see they keep going in Carolina Forest because there's so many different places. There's the Battery, Brighton Lakes, Waterford Plantation. I can't keep talking about them all because I'd be here all night just talking on Carolina Forest. So we'll get back to that later. If you want to see it, like I said, get you a copy of this guide. You can go over to jeremyblanton.com. I'll show you guys once again. Go over here to jeremyblanton.com. Click on the free guide up here in the top right. Fill out the basic information, and this guide will be sent to you. It'll have a copy of the map kind of showing where things are kind of located, and really be a great starting point for getting a property down here in the area. All right, let's jump over a second here. I think I see a comment coming in. Do you see the new Margaritaville vacation residences off of Lake Arrowhead Road driving up the prices of other condo complexes in that area? Pat, I'm not sure. It might. It is kind of up in the air because that project is so new. Um, the verdict's not really been decided yet. It's kind of still out there. My guess is that in time, it will definitely affect it. It might make things get a little bit more around it if the values of those properties go up significantly. It'll hopefully bring everything around it up as well. That would be my guess. But I don't know. It might not. I wish I had a crystal ball that I could answer the questions like that, but unfortunately, I don't. So, but good question. And thank you for asking it. If you have other questions, guys, please ask them along the way. All right. Moving on our list here a minute. We're now going to start to head out west a little bit. And one of the first places that I want to discuss is Wild Wing Plantation. Wild Wing is an awesome community. And let's jump over here again to first, we'll go to our maps and show you guys where it is. Wild Wing is going to be out heading towards Coastal Carolina and Horry Georgetown Technical College. It is one of the first Conway addresses that you will find next to Myrtle Beach. So basically, it's Conway addresses here, and right here are Myrtle Beach addresses, basically, with it. But it's right off of 501. And let's go look at some homes in there. This, once again, is another neighborhood that's kind of all over the place when it comes to pricing. And part of that is because there are so many different segments of it, and it has been built for many, many years. We have everything right now for sale in the main part of Wild Wing Plantation from $520,000 up to $1.7 million, and everything in between. But let's take a look here at one of these properties, and we'll click on this one here that's listed for $525,000. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. It's 2,300 heated square feet, and it was built in 2017. It's all looks like it's all on one floor. Maybe there's a room above here, the garage. We'll see. Let's check it out. So there's your entryway. You come in. You have a dining room to the left, large living space. There's your kitchen area. There's the kitchen a little bit closer up, so you can see good size kitchen with good amount of storage. A lot of storage in it. Large pantry. There's your dining room. The master bedroom. There's your master bath with a tub in it and a corner shower. It looks like it's tiled. Yep, looks beautiful. Front bedroom. Great community. Let's see if they show some community photos in here of the amenities. That's why I'm kind of flying through these quick to get to the amenity photos, because those are usually at the end of a listing. Screen porch in the back. The garage. Well, a lot of photos. Aerial shots. There's the pickleball and tennis, the community pools, and this sits on a golf course. So that's one house here in Wild Wing. And then if you say, hey, well, I want to have luxury in Wild Wing, let's look at something that's kind of crazy. This one's going to be 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, listed at $1.7 million. It is 5,615 heated square feet. It is huge. It was built in 2013. And let's take a look at this a minute. Double door entryway in, large dining area, living room. There's your kitchen. Wow, gourmet kitchen with oh, that's kind of cool. Let me go back here a second. Look at this a little bit larger. So they put the built-in spice racks on the side that pulled out. That's kind of cool with the range. The large KitchenAid, oversized KitchenAid range in there. That's a fortune in itself right there. Beautiful looking home. Let's go see. Do they have it? What's the backyard look like? Yeah, I thought this one might have kind of a backyard oasis going on. So there's a huge covered porch area. You then have all of that brick and pavers out there. And I also see a pool sitting over there to the side as well. There's your pool, all in your backyard. Large backyard, very private, very nicely done. Um, and so that one's 1.75 there in Wild Wing. So great community out towards Conway. Now, another community, and we'll jump over to some listings of these in a moment. But these are two of my favorite ones in the Conway address right now that are a Conway address, and that is Auburn Woods and Eden Springs. These are homes that are being built in these community by D.R. Horton. And there is some great, great options out there. And so if we look at a map here a minute, let me show you where this is located. So the map's going to jump around. And so as you can see, this one is located about a mile and a half from 22 here off of Highway 90. Now, Eden Springs, while Auburn Woods sits here, Eden Springs basically sits right about here on this side of 22. So this is a Conway address. Eden Springs, which is over on this side, is a Long's address. Both are being built by D.R. Horton. Very, very similar homes being built in both of those communities. But if we were to jump over here to our MLS and bring up some properties in this area, here's Auburn Woods. And right now, homes in Auburn Woods are going for sale everywhere from 239 all the way up to 555. So what is this that we can get for 240,000? Well, this is one of the tiny houses that are in there. And these homes are a little bit on the smaller side. And it was listed I'm sorry, this one is listed for 239. It is 1182 heated square feet. But it's a cute little tiny home. And this one, as you can see from the images, it sits on a pond. So it's a great little home where you have a lot of different options available to you right there. Okay. Now, if we go and we jump over to some of these other ones, and let's try this one because this is a resale. So hopefully this will have some amenities photos in it. In this development, there's going to be two community pools when they're said and done. One of the community pools is done. This is the entrance that you go through entering into the community. There's one of the pools with the pickleball courts right there that are already opened. They're also going to be building the second pool, which should be open before too long. That's going to be the bigger one of the two for this development. And so this is a great option if you want something and get a good amount of space. So over in Waterbridge, we could buy this exact same home that's listed for 555, or this one, or I'm trying to find, here we go. So this looks like this looks like it's a Harbor Oak. So Harbor Oak here is $533,000. If we were to take this exact same home, go over to Waterbridge and build it there, you're probably close to 600,000 in that development. If you were to build the Tillman, which is the smaller version, which is I think this one, that might be the Tillman, 520 for the exact same home. Now we take these exact same homes, and we go from Auburn Woods over to Eden Springs, which is on the long side instead of on the Conway side. And when we jump over here, you'll see the prices go from 312 up to the most expensive, which is 499, 999. And that's actually a resale in there. So if we go and find this, this is 909 Ireland Drive, which is listed for 498, 505. This is their biggest house. It's called the Westerly. It is 4,072 heated square feet. It is huge in size. It is 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, massive, massive home. Huge. Has so much space you don't know what to do with it. And once again, in this little development, let me find one here if I can by guessing. This one might be. Nope. Trying to find one that's a resale because then you should have some photos. This one of the amenities. So and here's your community pool. in this development. So there's a nice little community pool in here as well. So, are you guys still following with me, or have I lost everyone? Is everyone bored tonight? If you are, say I'm still listening. I'm enjoying it, or tell me, Jeremy, answer this instead. And if you guys have questions about other stuff not related to communities, ask that as well. If you have anything about moving to the area, I'm here to answer them along the way. But these are some options. There's the Legends in right off of 501, another great community with a Myrtle Beach address. Inside central Myrtle Beach, you have Pine Lakes, which is kind of the granddaddy golf course of Myrtle Beach. You're going to have a lot of older homes in there, but there's some great stuff. And if you want to be close to the beach, that's one that's going to definitely do it. Over off of Forest Brook, you have Forest Brook Estates, another great community built by Lennar with some nice amenities in there and places for people to plant your own garden up front. They have like a garden center area where you can all plant. Let's see here. Patrick wants to know, are there money caps put on for assessments in condo complexes, or you can be assessed any dollar amount? Honestly, Patrick, you can be assessed any dollar amount. Now, if something happens where it is a massive, huge assessment, for example, the whole building has to be all the exterior, if it's a high-rise building and the entire exterior needs to be redone and it's going to cost $14 million to do it, they can't go to the 500 units and say, hey, well, we need to spend 14 million bucks. Everybody's got to give us $200,000 today. They're not going to do that. Instead, what they normally do is they get a loan out for it, and then they put that assessment on to run for several years at a higher rate. An example of this is Myrtle Point down in Myrtle Beach. They had to do extensive work on their exteriors. The builder of the contractor had issues with porches and things, and so they all had to be basically taken off and redone. And so instead of hitting everyone with a $10,000 to $12,000 assessment, they decided instead that they would raise everyone's HOA from being $400 a month to like $700 a month for the next year and a half to collect the money that way. It just depends on the development, how they want to do it. Sometimes it's a one-time fee. Sometimes you can break it up over quarterly and pay it. And unfortunately, when the assessment comes, you as the homeowner don't really have a lot of say in what can and can't be done about it. You can go and vote if there's a vote for it, but more than likely, all you're going to be able to do is make the payments on it. But is there like a cap that, hey, you can't raise your HOA more than $200, per year? Nope. They can do that. And a lot of that comes from insurance costs. And, if we go back to basically 2005, 2006, when Hurricane Katrina and we had all those other major hurricanes come through back to back to back, and they just kept hitting one after another. When all that took place, the national insurance pool of money basically was emptied out because there were catastrophic events taking place all around the country at the same time. And so with that taking place, all the money was gone. And so all the insurance companies needed to replenish and refill that pool of money. And the only way they could do that was to basically put in either special assessments, or what the insurance companies really did is they just raised everybody's rates. And so when that rate hike came up, the buildings that were $269 a month went from $269 to $669 almost overnight because insurance tripled, quadrupled in cost. And unfortunately, you have to still insure the building if you're going to be an owner there. And so, you have to have that insurance in place in case there is that catastrophic thing that comes through the area. And so all they could do was pass that increase onto the owners. And so HOAs aren't trying to just make more money off of people when they raise those and put those assessments in. It's usually a bill has come along that they have to pay. And the only way they can do it is to collect the money from each of the owners. So hopefully that answers your question. If it doesn't, feel free to shoot me more comments on it. And I like it. Thank you for asking it. All right, let's see here. Some other developments. Let's jump back to our list here a minute. So here's a couple other ones down in the Market Common area. You have the Westlake community. There's the Battery, Meridian, which, by the way, guys, Meridian, be cautious on ones like that. And this is one of the reasons why don't just download this and take it and go and buy one from this. Call me because I don't have all the details in here and I can't put everything in it. But parts of Meridian complex is now designated a flood zone. And so, with that, if you buy a home there and you have a loan, you're going to be required to get flood insurance, and it could get rather expensive to have. Heading down to the southern end of the beach, we now have in the Socastee South area, you have Myrtle Beach Golf and Yacht, which is a gated community. There's a little bit of everything in this development, everything from little older homes to brand new stuff that D.R. Horton's building and everything in between. You have Queens Harbor, which is right off of 17 bypass. This is a great little area right by 544. You have the Surfside Walmart across the street from it, basically, and Aldi, all that kind of stuff. And in there, there's some condo complexes. There's also a lot of single family homes going from in that 300 to 550, 575 range. You then have Cameron Village, which is off of 707. A nice development back there. They had some issues back many years ago with drainage, and it caused flooding in the development. I know this firsthand because I lived there through that happening, and we were stuck in our house for a while. But from what I've been told, and haven't seen it happen in the last few years, that all of those drainage issues have been fixed and are no longer really a problem there. You then have the lakes, Surfside Beach Club, great community right off of 17 bypass. There's gated in there, a lot of beautiful amenities in there. Homes going from in the 350s to the 650 range. Deerfield's going to have some older homes that are a little bit closer to the ocean. Once again, there is routes to get in off of 544, but those are gated. But you can get into development without the gates. You just have to go the very, very long route over the meadow and through the woods. And unless you have a really good GPS, you are going to get lost trying to do it. Across the street, there in the Surfside area, you have Prestwick on Prestwick Golf Course. Some beautiful gated community with some very large estate homes back through there. Some really great things. Mississippi, welcome in. Hey, good to see you. If you have questions, please ask them along the way. Thanks for joining in today. But you have Prestwick, which has some great things. You have Belmare, which is going to be newer homes. This was built, if I remember correctly, by Lennar. And this is basically between 17 Bypass and 17 Business. Real close, once again, to the Surfside Walmart and the Aldi right there. Also not too far from the Surfside Target in the Saybrook area where there's all kinds of restaurants and things in that area. The one thing I will say about homes in this area, and let's jump over to a map a minute to show you, is if let's turn this off and let's come down here to the southern end of the beach and come over here to where I'm talking about. When you start to get over into this area, you have a lot of traffic that's coming through off of 544 down through here. So here's where Prestwick Country Club would sit. Belmare's right in here. Queens Harbor's right in this area. But one of the things, and then you have Deerfield all through here. But one of the things that you want to take into consideration if you're thinking about purchasing in this area is that all along here, this is Highway 544. And it leads down here to the beach. And you have Ocean Lakes Family Campground, Lakewood Camping Resort, Pirate Land Camping Resort, and then the Myrtle Beach State Park and Myrtle Beach Resort are all right in this area here of basically the Myrtle Beach Surfside area. So what this means is that in the weekends, in the middle of season, this road can back up. Guys, I used to go to church down here in this area. And the church that I went to was sat all the way back here. Where is it? Canine Cabana, right here, where Canine Cabana sits now. This used to be where our church sat. Okay. And on the weekends, let me just put a little red note there so we can see. So on the weekends, we would have a Saturday night youth group that would meet at 6 o'clock. And the traffic on those Saturdays would be backed up well down to about here on this road of all the campers and RVs and trucks and trailers coming into the beach and coming down to this section because this is the main thoroughfare road. If we look at it when we zoom out, going all the way back out here to Conway, when you're wanting to get closer, you're taking 544, and this basically becomes your main road in. Well, as you start to get closer into the beach, you have traffic light and traffic light and traffic light and traffic light. And so things slow down, and all the people trying to get down to here can make this area be a kind of nightmare and headache to get through and take a lot of time on the weekend. So just something to keep in consideration if you're thinking about the southern end of the beach. Let's see here. Does the new build 5,600 square foot homes in the price? Yes, we do have 5,600 new build. I'm not sure what you're talking about with that one. Must have been one of the homes I was speaking about a moment ago. On that one, if you give me a little more detail on it, maybe I can answer it a little bit better for you. But back here on this list, so Belmare, Prestwick, Deerfield, not Surfside Beach Club, but these three in particular are going to be dealing with a lot of that traffic. Okay. Something to just kind of keep in consideration. Now, moving down once again a little bit farther south, down towards Prince Creek and Collins Creek Landing. Guys, now these are going to be beautiful custom home communities, and they're going to be higher in price. I'm just being straight up and honest for you before I even start to show them. But at least you're warned. So if we come back to our MLS here, and let's just pull up Collins Creek a second. And I'll actually, if it's still available, I'll show you one of the houses. Nope, it must have, well, he must have either taken it off the market or got it under contract. Let's see here. I don't think it's any of these. Nope, it's not. Okay. In here, houses right now are ranging from 998 to 1.9 million. Square footage, as you can see on these houses, though, they're big houses. They're 3,900, 4,700 heated square feet. Big houses. So this one right here, that's 4,700 heated square feet. Let's take a look at this a minute. 1.9 million. This one is 5-bedroom, 4.5 baths. It is 4,700 heated square feet, 7,200 under roof. Now, I should probably stop a second and say this, and I should have said this probably long ago, but we in our MLS have two square footage numbers that show up. You have the heated, which is the area of the house that's heated and cooled, and then you have the under roof. Under roof's going to include porches, garages, screened-in porches, overhangs on the front porch, all that kind of stuff are under that number. So when we look at this home, and it says that it's 7,200, it probably has, I'm guessing, a 3-car garage. Yep, it does. It has a 3-car garage. So that's probably 700 to 800 of the square feet right there in that number. So all of this here on the end, that's under roof square footage, but not heated. But this is a beautiful, beautiful home, custom built. Entranceway where you come in, double door, entry, high vaulted ceilings, the powder room, front office, large high ceilings, gas fireplace, show the kitchen. There's your dining room with a little wine bar area. Nicely done. Big, beautiful kitchen. Double islands in it. Gourmet kitchen. Look at the, oops, all right, click the wrong button. Look at the range on this. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. But one of the things I will give you just a fair warning about this development is they have very unique and specific rules when it comes to fencing, and that you cannot, wow, look at that bathroom. We'll show that. Look at that. Beautiful walk-in shower. Hopefully, this is really private back there because it's a wide open glass and a big glass shower. You might be doing a show for people that you don't want to do in that house. Wow. There's your master closet, all custom built ins. Whoa, hold on a minute. That closet just keeps going on. Wow, that's huge. I can see why it's an almost $2 million home. But this is a beautiful option. There was one, I want to go back here a minute. I was talking about a moment ago about uh, the rules and regulations when it comes to fencing. And the only reason I know this is because nope, they took it off the market, I think. Yep, they must have. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong development. Sorry, never mind what I'm sharing, guys. Let's go back to where we were again and move on. So that's Collins Creek. Another development down in this area as well is called Highwood, which is part of Prince Creek. And in here, let's see if this is in there. Here it is. So this house right here, I showed this home, and I had somebody who was very interested in it, but unfortunately, with the way the rules and regulations state, if you put a fence on the back of this home, with the way the lot sizes are, and I don't know if they'll have an image showing it. There, this one will kind of show up. You have to have 25 feet off of your back. You're not allowed before you can put a fence. There has to be a 25-foot gap from your back of your yard to where you can start the fence. So the corner of this yard's basically about right here where my mouse is. And so till you got the 25 feet in, you were basically putting it right here where the edge of the flower bed sits, the fence. So that's why my people said, no, I'm not buying it. I mean, does that new build come with 5,600 square feet? I think I answered that, hopefully. Interested in neighborhoods close to Market Common. Okay, Ryan. Yeah, let's do that. Let's jump back here a minute and go back to our list, and let's talk about some of those. Here in the Market Common area, one of if you're looking for something new, well, let's first look at some of these that are kind of ones that are going to have resales in it, I guess, kind of the best way to put it. So the first one is Westlake. You're looking in here at homes, and let's pull up what's available for sale right now in Westlake. Westlake Market Common. So right now there are currently 5 homes for sale, Ryan, in there, ranging in price from $469 to $649. You got 3-bedroom, 2 baths, 4-bedroom, 3 baths. Let's take a look at this first one here, which is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath home. One of the things that I can tell you is these homes in Market Common and Westlake is specifically are going to have smaller lots. So this one has 0.15 acre lot. This home has 0.14. This one has 0.15. And this one has 0.15. And then that one also is 0.15. So with all of these homes, hopefully you like your neighbors because you're going to be very close to them. That's one of the downsides that I hear about Market Common is that the homes are so close to each other. And I'm looking to see if they don't even show. Well, I'll show you. So let's go back up here and click on this a minute. So if we were to look at your lot sizes and we zoom this in, your lot is basically 60 feet across the front, 52 on the back, and it's 120 feet long. And basically there's 10 feet to the next house. So you're very close in here in this development with Westlake. But in here you have this home. This is 2,200 heated square feet, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Take a look at it a moment. Let's bring up the floor plan so you can see it, and we'll make it a little bit larger for you. So here's your entryway where you come in. You have the garage as you come in the door, a foyer, continue through the foyer back into the main living area. You have the living room, dining room, kitchen area. Your primary sits off to the left. You have your primary bedroom with primary bath and walk-in closet. Coming back to the entryway, you come into the left. You have a bedroom, and a bath in between it. So this one, like I said, is a 3-bedroom. I believe it's a 2.5 bath, if I remember correctly. You have the back porch is screened in. Here's your entryway where you come in the door. Nice large foyer as you come through. There's your half bath. Little drop zone area. Bedroom 1 with the Jack and Jill. Front bedroom. And then there's your living space in the back. That is one of the developments down here. This one is called Westlake. You then have the Battery at Market Common. You have Meridian, which are also, all of these are going to be kind of similar. The Battery's a little bit different. The style homes, they're going to be, if you're looking for something all on one floor, that probably isn't going to be what you want. That there are more 2-story houses in there. Another one, though, that's in the Market Common area just outside. And let me show you this on a map so you can see where we're at here a minute. Is Crescent Cove. Crescent Cove is being built by Pulte Homes, and it sits right off of Socastee Boulevard. So right, if we can see where the red dot is, here's Market Common right over here. Basically, you go across 17, and you're just outside Market Common, and you get to where Crescent Cove is. But in Crescent Cove, as it's being built by Pulte, there's a lot of great options here. Oh, how's if I type it right? Crescent. Awesome, Mississippi. I'm glad I answered your question. If you have more, please ask them. I love audience participation. It's my favorite. All right, so we have in here 12 homes currently for sale in Crescent Cove, ranging in price from $409 up to $870 or $895. These that are in the 800s are homes that are going to be on the direct waterway. They're much higher prices just because of the lot location. But if we look at this, and let's just jump in here and we'll pick this house, a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath home. That's all a 2-story. Maybe you say, hey, I don't want a 2-story, I want a 1-story. Here's a 1-story home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This one's 1,900 heated square feet, listed for $409. It's a brand new home being built. And they don't have any photos of that one in it. So let's go see if we can find another one. Here's one. This looks like this might be, oh, this one at least has some live photos in it for $454, 1969 heated. Well, they have a front photo of it. Unfortunately, guys, when you have these new builds, they don't usually load a lot of images in, which makes it a little difficult when you want to see what the houses look like. Let's see if this one maybe has some. Nope, they don't. Oh, look, here's one that has some images with it. All right. So let's take a look at this one. This one's just under, well, it's $573. It was listed originally at $600, and they've brought the prices down. But this one was 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. It is a new build home. Here's what the front of it looks like with a 3-car garage. There's your kitchen area, the dining and living space. There's your master bath with a walk-in shower. It's the spa shower, as they call it, where it's huge, like 8 feet long. Double vanity, large master closet. There's a bedroom. There's the screen porch, the laundry area, 3-car garage, sits on a pond. Like I said, this one's just under $600,000. But in this development, you're going to have access to the community pool and also to the waterway from in this development in time. They don't have it built yet. It's coming, but it's going to be a great addition. All right, I see another question came in here. Portia says, hi, Jeremy from Michigan. Hi, Portia. How frequently do you encounter snakes? Is it a daily concern when you're trying to enjoy your outdoor living space? So Portia, it's funny that you bring this up. So my house that I live in now, and I've lived in Myrtle Beach since 1998. In my house just last week, for the first time, my house sits on a pond for the first time ever. And we've lived in the home we're in right now since 2022. So 4 years, we found a garter snake in the back screen porch area. It was maybe 3 feet long. My wife went out with a little net, scooped it up, took it out to outside the fence and let it go, and it slithered off and was gone. That's the first time we have seen a snake in our development, in our neighborhood, in any of the neighborhoods where we lived. We've lived in many where we've been on water. In basically since 1998 when I moved down here. So yes, there are snakes. Yes, you will find some in certain places. There also are repellents and things you can put out if they do become a nuisance to help get them to go to your neighbor's house instead. But you can find them. But Portia, it sounds like you might be a little bit like me. My favorite snake's a dead snake. So luckily my wife was there and she handled that situation. Made your day. Awesome. Awesome. If you have other questions, please ask them. Please. Please, guys. I'm not begging, but please ask your questions. So back to where we were talking about this development a moment ago. For those of you who are looking to move to the area, this is a great spot here at Crescent Cove. All right, we just got another question come in here. Oh, Liz, welcome in. Just arrived home, so I'll need to catch up. Watching from Connecticut. This is great. So informed. Awesome, Liz. Go through the whole thing. Watch the whole video. And for those of you that have joined in just recently, I've been sharing from a guide that I'm in the process of finishing up. Hopefully, it's up live right now. I might do a few more edits to it over the next few days. But this is a full guide. It's 22 pages long. It is a ton of information about different neighborhoods. There's about 60 different communities all around the beach. Now, when it says in here price ranges, I did not go through every single development and do it. I had AI help me create it and give me rough estimates. So it might be a little bit off, and obviously things change every day. But this should give you a little bit of information about different communities all around the area. So if you're thinking, hey, you know what? I really like this and I'd like to get a copy of this. Let me show you how to do that in a minute. Number one, if you want to, you can scan this little, oh, hold on. Let me go back to this view a minute so I can do it. You scan this little QR code right here and it'll allow you to download it straight to your phone. Or the other way you can do it is if you go over here to my website, jeremyblanton.com. And if we go back here to the homepage a minute, you'll see right up here at the top, it says free guide. You can simply click on this button. It'll take you to a site page where you can go out, put in some basic information, your name, your email, phone number. Do you want to be contacted? If you want me to contact you, great, I will. And we can discuss and get into more details on any of these developments as you see, and also get you the specifics on what actually is currently for sale in those developments. Or you can click no, and I won't bother you. I'll just give you the guide. I'm like that. I don't want to be bothered by people, so I would be one to check no. And then once I know I want it, I then reach out to you directly. And you can get this guide. Also, if you guys have questions about moving to the area, the other thing I should show while I'm on my website here is on the homepage. When you come into it, you'll see right here, it's a calendar that shows up, and you see the little blue dots. Those are oops, I need to turn this off so you can see it. You can't see the blue dots. There you go. So you see how some of these have little blue circles on them? You can simply click a day, click a time, hit next, fill out your information, tell me you're looking to buy, sell, what information you want to know, and schedule an event. Liz, who just joined in a few minutes ago, she did that last week. We discussed her move to the area and helped to get a good game plan in place for her to start her process of moving to the area. If you want to do that, do it. It syncs right up with my calendar. If you see a time that's available, book it. I'll call you. I promise. All right. So let's see here. Oh, GTO says, is there any difference between Horry County and Georgetown County? In regards to what are you asking? One starts with an H, one starts with the G. I mean, that's different, but I don't think that's what you're kind of asking. Are you asking? I don't know. I need a little more detail on that one, GTO. Let me know, and I'll definitely explain to answer it. And oh, awesome! He just downloaded the guide, so that's my reading for tonight. There you go. Have at it. It's 22 pages long. It's fairly in depth, and I think it's pretty good so far. At least a good starting point to give people some information to get started, for sure. Awesome. All right. What other questions do you guys have for me tonight? What are things that you want to know more about moving to the area, or even stuff that doesn't really, involve it? If you want to know about taxes, if you want to know about where are great places to go eat, if you want to know where to get a good burger, I'll be honest, I'm getting kind of hungry right now because I haven't had dinner yet, and lunch was kind of skim today, so I'm getting kind of hungry myself. So talking about food might be a good thing for me right about now. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'll be fine. I'm just going to sit here and eat this cough drop as my dinner. But whatever questions you have, please ask them. Anyway, while you're doing that and typing those in, let me go back here a minute to my guide. And I think we hit pretty much most of the developments in here. Oh, we were down in the southern end. We just started to get there. So then we have down in Litchfield, Pawleys Island. And guys, one of the things I've noticed is when you start to get down into the extreme southern end of the beach or up into the extreme northern end, prices start to get a little bit higher. So when you get down into Heritage Plantation, as we're listing there, or up here at the Reserve or Willbrook Plantation or Litchfield Country Club, these homes and some of these, like I said, these ranges, they're not right. In the Reserve, you're spending 700 to $2+ million easily. In Tradition Club, yeah, that might be about right. Heritage Plantation, yeah, probably. Pawleys Plantation, but all of these down on the southern end are going to be a little bit higher in price for certain. And then at the bottom here, if you want to, you can also just click on the guide right there and book a call right from it. I put a link at the bottom of it as well for y'all. But hopefully this information is valuable to y'all. Let me see if I can get back up here to the top of this. I made a little graphic for the top part of it. Hopefully you guys kind of like it as well. It should be pretty close to accurate. I am not a graphic designer, so I might have had ChatGPT help me to create the graphic, but I think it did a pretty good job of kind of getting everything lined up the way I wanted it, and showing stuff where it needed to be. It's not accurate on the map because obviously Conway corridor is going to go west, and 501 doesn't run kind of north to south like that. But it should be kind of a cool looking thing with it on. Mississippi wants to know, where is the best place to get seafood or pasta? Ooh, good question. So one of my favorite places for seafood, let me show you. I really enjoy this place inside Myrtle Beach. If I can type tonight, Sea Captain's House is an awesome spot. If we look on a map, it's right on the ocean. You can literally sit and watch the waves from inside it. But if we look at some of the images, let's see here. Can I see images? There's a lot of great food here. You can get kind of the seafood gumbo, scallops. If you want some of those hush puppies, they got that kind of stuff. Beautiful seafood, all kinds of good stuff there. Sea Captain's House is a great spot to go. If you want to go up on the northern end of the beach, one of my all-time favorite places to eat is called Clark's Seafood and Chop House. It sits up here in Little River, right on the marina. They have burgers, but then they also have. Are they going to show seafood? No, they're not. Well, let's go back. We'll click on this instead. They have some great, great food. There's the salmon. One of my personal favorite things on the menu is the filet Napoleon. It's a filet with a crab cake over Parmesan risotto and asparagus. There are some other fresh seafood items. There's some calamari, blackened scallops. They have all kinds of good stuff. You can get hanging bacon there. I know you asked seafood. Bang bang shrimp. A lot of great stuff there. The other great spot for seafood is going down to the inlet area. Down on the southern end, you have Drunken Jacks, Creek Rats, and a bunch of places like that. Now, if you want pasta, the absolute best of the best. My favorite, my daughter is a huge noodle person. She loves noodles. Villa Romana, it is an Italian restaurant. It is old school. The guy comes out with the accordion and plays it for you, but it's an old school, just Italian restaurant where they make their pasta fresh. They have some amazing. My favorite thing to order here, and it's no longer even on the menu, but it's called the Fruta de Mare. And I don't even know if they have pictures of it anymore. Um, but if you go in and ask for it, they'll make it for you. But pasta, definitely check out Villa Romana. All right, let's see. We have some other questions that came in here. Liz wants to know, would you say that the best amenities for a reasonable HOA are in Carolina Forest? Um, yes and no. Yes, there are some great amenities in Carolina Forest. In the farm, for example, let me just pull up and show you. So if we go here, and since we're in single family right now, we'll do the farm. We should be able to pull one up. So in the farm right now, there's some houses that are under 325,000. This is a great home right now, 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath for 315. But in here, the community pool, which hopefully they have a photo. Yep, they do. Here's the community pool. It's 800,000 gallons. It's huge. There's also a secondary pool. There's a playground. There's a basketball courts. There's a fitness center. There's a pool from above, a kind of an aerial shot of it. And there's the other one from above. Um, those are great. In your monthly HOA for in this development for a single family home is what is it, $107 a month? I think I pay, if I remember correctly. Yeah, $107 a month. It has some great amenities. Another one with great amenities in Carolina Forest, where you might be able to find something under 350, and it's going to be tough. But Berkshire Forest would have some great amenities as well. But those prices are just a little more because it's don't know why they charge more. But in here, you could get, see, to get something that's going to be 1 story, you're going to be probably closer to 400. So here's the first 1 story, which is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath house, 1,900 heated square feet, um, for just under 400,000. But if we look at the amenities here, and we should be able to find them. Here they are. This is your pool, lazy river, and splash pad that's in this development. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. There's also a full clubhouse here where they have all kinds of events where people get together and play dominoes and have Uno nights and all that kind of stuff going on. So that's a great community. Also in Carolina Forest, you also have the parks, um, which they also have some great amenities. But once again, because it's a newer built development, your prices are a little bit higher. 365 starting price in here. Now, in a comparison, if we go out to Auberon Woods, and I know you just came in this, so that's why I'm backtracking a little bit from what I was talking about earlier. But if we go out to Auberon Woods and we look here, you could find out here houses. Here's one that is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath house with a 2 car garage for 327. It's a new build home that they're doing right now. And I'm trying to see, do they have, no, this one doesn't. Let me find one that has the amenities. I have to find a resale. Here we go. Here's a resale. They have out here a nice community pool, pickleball courts, and they're going to have a second pool built here as well in time. So it will come. It's just not all there just yet. But you're getting a brand new home out here for this. Now, in comparison, this development, in comparison to Carolina Forest, let me show you on a map. So if we go to our map here a minute, the developments that we were talking about, the farm, Berkshire Forest, here's where the farm sits. In Carolina Forest, Berkshire Forest sits over in this area. In the comparison, Auberon Woods, you're getting a little bit farther out. You're coming out here to this area. Out in this area, it sits right here, right near 22. Well, from 22, you can be over to the beach in 15, 20 minutes there. It's not really that farther of a distance from it. The difference is this area is being built up right now. And so with it being built up, you're getting it at a much more affordable price. The same home that's built here was built by D.R. Horton over here in the Parks, which sits right across the street from the farm here. Exact same home, exact floor plan, same materials, everything. The difference is because it's in Conway versus a Carolina Forest address is about $40,000 to $45,000 usually. All right, we got some more questions. John said, moved here a year ago this week from Philly, PA Philly Burbs. Go Birds. I just got to say that right now. Go Birds. Love it. Is it perfect? No, but have no regrets. Awesome, John. Glad you love living here. Did they put any new stores in your area? In the Carolina Forest area, yeah, we have new stuff that is popping up all the time. There's a lot of great restaurants that have opened up over the last few months nearby where my office sits and all. We're getting stuff all the time. There's a lot of stuff coming to the area. One of the big things that I was excited about, probably the last kind of big thing to come to the area that really got me as excited was about 6 months ago. We had a Trader Joe's finally show up. Very excited to have that. We may go to that place once or twice a week. It's not near my house, but it's okay. I'll drive to go get it. But a lot of the things that you have in anywhere America nowadays, we have here in our area. It's kind of growing a lot. But near where I live, right over here, we now have Chase Bank has opened up. Slim Chickens is right here, where the Publix grocery sits right here. There's also now a Tidal Wave auto wash right here. But we've got an AutoZone, you name it. It's kind of funny. If I were to put this into, it looks, because the maps haven't updated yet, here's what it looks like. But if you drove through this area right now, you would see this is all completely different. In fact, if I jump, let's see what happens if I go to walk around Jack a minute. Yeah. So this has been updated, but the aerial satellite has not yet. So you can see we now have a car wash that sits right here. Going back through, you then have a Wendy's that's right there. This is open spot where something will come in soon, I'm sure. A 7-Eleven, you have an AutoZone, Slim Chickens. Back in behind here is the Publix grocery. One of my favorite places to go have Chinese and sushi sits right here, Flaming Fin. Awesome spot. Full Belly Barbecue, been there as well. Really good barbecue. River Oaks Pizzeria, which sits right here. Pretty decent pizza as well. Yeah, that's right, John. That too. Yeah, we had Philly Soft Pretzel open up a few months ago. So a lot of stuff is coming to the area. It's funny, the other day, we just had a Wingstop open up not far from my office. And yesterday I was at church and one of the people said, man, I'm hungry for some wings, but I don't want to drive all the way to North Myrtle Beach to get Wingstop. I said, you don't. You can now go to Carolina Forest. They went, what? They were blown away by it. So yeah, there's a lot of things in the area. So, we're growing drastically here in our area for certain. Things are coming in all the time. A lot of great things. What other questions do you all have for me tonight? I just realized I just did a map for a whole bunch of time and I wasn't showing it to y'all. Sorry, guys. That happens a lot where I do those things. Yeah, sorry. What other questions do y'all have about neighborhoods in the area, moving to the area? And while you're typing those in, let me go back here a moment and show you guys once again. If you're thinking of moving to the Myrtle Beach area anytime soon, one of the things that I have worked on today in the last few days is creating a guide of just some basic information about different neighborhoods throughout the area. You can get it by scanning the QR code that's in the top left of the screen right now, and that'll take you straight to it. And you know, it's fairly accurate, but just know some of the pricing might be off a little bit. If you want to know more details about it, you'll see you can click right here, book a call with me. When you do that, we're going to allow it. It's going to go out here to a link, and right there it pops up to the page where you can book a call. You can choose a day and time and do it. And if you like the guide that I'm showing you here and want to download this for yourself to review it and have a copy for yourself, going back to my site, you'll see right up here in the top right, there's now an easy button. You can click right there, free guide. And when you click it, you simply put in your name, an email, and phone number and choose, do you want to be contacted or not? If you click no, I'm not going to bother you. I'm not going to pester you at all, I promise. And if you click yes, you want to be contacted, I'll give you a call. If you say, hey, I'm not ready to go for a while, I don't need to be bothered, that's fine too. I'm not going to pester you. When you're ready, you know how to find me, and I'm here to help you at that point. The thing that you may not know is my main job that I do on a regular basis is not YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. I am a full-time real estate agent. I help people, I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people move to the area over the last 25 years of selling real estate here across the Grand Strand. So if you need help making the move, I'd love to help you do it. Um, anyway, guys, if anybody else, I'll give you guys about 2 more minutes. If you have a question, type it in now. If not, forever hold your questions. Also, I shared this before. I'll put the link again in the comments that if you want to make it easier to just click on and go, here's the link coming in the comment section for y'all. And you can just copy paste that right into your browser, and it'll take you to this page as well. One last time, I'll also show you this. If you haven't checked it out, a lot of the developments and neighborhoods that I talk about in that guide, I've created neighborhood tours of a lot of them. You can go over here to this website, Home Tours of Myrtle Beach, and you can see what do these developments look like. You can get a drive-through of the development and see what do homes look like. Some of them have some aerial tours in it as well. A lot of them are driving tours that'll kind of show you what the development is like. You can see what the amenities are, all that kind of stuff, how do homes look. Somebody was talking earlier about the farm. Here's the farm. And it should pop up here in a moment and start playing. I'm going to mute the volume so it doesn't talk over me. But you can see, what does the development look like? Because the farm's a little bit older, you're going to have mature trees in this development. You're going to be able to have shade and kind of that character and privacy that people like of having trees in it. And so you can see as it goes through all the different stuff about the development. And it's a great just kind of drive through the development. So if you want to learn what it looks like, check these out. Anyway, if you don't have any other questions for me tonight, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night right about there. We're right at that 2-hour mark. And if you did enjoy tonight's video, please do me a favor. It does help a lot. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do that as well. Get that subscribe button on. And if nobody else has any other questions here, I'm going to shut things down here. Liz says, thank you so much. I'm glad I could help you. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the video as you're going back through and watching the first half of it. And if you guys have questions, like I said, go over to jeremyblanton.com. You'll see it scrolling across the bottom here. My email address is there as well. Feel free to shoot me an email. If you want to give me a call, you can call me. However, I will tell you, if you just randomly call my number, if I'm out with clients, I'm not going to be able to answer much or help a lot at the time. It's actually a whole lot better if you book that call, because then it schedules me off to focus on you for that time, and we can discuss your specific needs on moving to the area. And if you're not decided, hey, I'm not moving for another 6 months or another 6 years, but you want to get information now, book that call. I don't mind talking to you. I don't care if you're not doing something for another 2 to 3 years. I want to help you to get the game plan in place now so that when the time comes, we know what we're doing, and we have a good relationship at that time. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed tonight's video. As always, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, get the bell on, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.